obviously, really good game. Bullpen pitch, lights out. Don Castellano, Alex Galvan, and then took some really big swings and some big moments and found a way to win this thing.
Let's kind of talk about that sequence there. You throw the runner at the plate. That was an amazing relay to get that done. Then the next inning, you had obviously the big home run. Just kind of talk about how you really captured the momentum in those two plays.
Yeah, and I think it starts like that was a 2-out error by Antonio, which is very rare, and he didn't let it bother him. We got a chance on that ball down in the corner. It starts with Chase Crusen's relay, hits Antonio with a long hop into Dylan, and the tag's a part of it too. That's a great tag. You get back in the dugout, and you score right away, and then we get back out there again and get another 0, and we were off and running.
Rich, you've scored 37 runs over the last 3 games. What has impressed you about this offense over the last few weeks?
I thought we had a chance to do that. Like that's kind of what I saw, the offense, and we can still get better. The short game can get better, the base running can get better, but just the tenacity of the at-bat, the quality of the at-bat has continued to climb, and we got to keep doing that.
Coach, you got beat by double-digit runs on Friday. You proceeded to win by double-digit runs your next 3, including this one against number 16 in the country. Just what was your message to the team in the hotel after Friday night, and how have you felt like they've responded since?
Yeah, I don't think I can give you that message. But just we had to make a choice. We were talented enough, but we weren't doing the right things and doing the things that we were capable of. I told them in no other words, like, I'm just upset that we're not playing to our capabilities, and asked them to make a choice, and it looks like they made the right choice.
What changes did you see out of that? Did any particular players take that message maybe more personally? Did you see guys talking in the dugout, or was there any moments maybe starting in Tampa where you saw the tide tilt the turn?
I think collectively the group of hitters, they made a choice and kind of figured some stuff out. And then that Saturday game, you can talk about the big swing by Antonio and the big swing by Willie, but Wiley Hartley, senior captain, goes out there and delivers on the mound. And in that meeting on Saturday morning, I thought he was getting ready to fight me. Just the look he had in his eyes as a football guy. I was actually worried about him being a little too revved up, and I was wrong.
Coach, you mentioned the bullpen today. I mean, Castellano coming out of the bullpen first. Your opening day starter, number 1 guy, right? What kind of statement does that make to your players? Because obviously, I mean, that momentum kind of shifted.
Wrong Dom, but he is one of our best. That's Stagliano. But Dom's one of our best pitchers. He's been one of our best pitchers since I've been here. As soon as I go out to that mound with first and second, those infielders are like, okay, here comes the ground ball. We're going to figure out where to turn to double play and get off the field. And he's done that time and time again for us.
Being Castellano coming in, how do you evaluate Angelo's start in this one? What do you hope he learns from tonight?
Yeah, I don't think he attacked the zone enough with his best stuff. I've seen Angelo better than that. He usually doesn't spray the ball around. But that's a different start. He's never pitched in that environment, even though it's home. There's a bunch of people here against a really, really good team. He battled his way through the first inning, and then the second inning I kind of got away from him, and it was time to go to Dom.
What can you say about Alex Galvan and the zeros he threw up there? 3 innings.
I mean, it's dominating, right? Like that's not like you're not easing your way through that thing. That's 3 pitches and attacking hitters and the presence of it. You couldn't ask more out of Alex Galvan.
That's 4 multi-hit games now for Escobar in the last 5. So what do you feel like his presence, the way he's kind of swung the bat, has really transformed the top of your lineup?
Yeah, he's kind of changed our offense. We thought that's kind of what he would do. He's just an ultra competitive guy that's really, really prepared. That guy's prepared, and then he takes it into the game. And I don't know if I've coached a more competitive in-game guy than this Aiden Esmar.
Rich, I know it's early, but before the season we asked you talked about how you went out in the portal and you added some of this depth, and you added the depth of the pitching for the relievers and things like that. How so far what you've seen, is this kind of what you expected to get from this group, and are you pleased about what you're seeing?
Yeah, especially the bullpen. I think the defense can get better and better, and we're going to continue to get better. There's some depth offensively, but the bullpen has been exactly what we thought it would be.
Atmosphere tonight. I mean, second largest crowd ever. Describe the atmosphere out there for baseball tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you could feel it in the dugout. It's. I told our guys these are one of the easy ones, right? Like just go out there, focus, and play. Find a way to get the crowd into it and let the crowd help us, and they did that.
Coach.
Speaking of the portal, I mean, Diam is at the top of the lineup. 2-for-4 tonight, 3 RBI. Can you just speak his contributions to the team so far this season?
Yeah, he's a mature guy that, when we talk about guys that hadn't been in that environment before, he has. Like, I've seen it with my own eyes. He's been in that environment. He loves it. That's why he came here to play in those games at home in front of that crowd. And he leads from pitch one.
It's 6 in a row that UCF has beat Florida. I know there was a few years off between series. You guys went to Gainesville last year. Obviously, they're here this year. What's kind of the future of this series? Will this be an annual game, or is that up in the air?
I don't think we have them on the schedule next year, but I think we're going to go home and home and pass next year. So.
Rich, you brought in Chet London to come in and throw out the first pitch. What was the thinking behind that? What has he meant to you? And what do you think he's meant really to Central Florida when it comes to baseball?
Yeah, and I've known Chet since I was 12 years old. I played against his teams. He started travel ball in the state of Florida. Like he's the godfather of travel baseball, and he started it for the right reasons. He actually gave me my first job outside of coaching. I got to work in the office with him. I got to coach with him. To me, he's Central Florida baseball, and the way he goes about it. And it wasn't about the money for them. Like he just wanted to teach baseball and get kids to play the game the right way and see how far they could take it. And anybody that's ever played for him, they all wanted to find a way to get to the field and just touch him and talk to him. And he's a special person, and I'm glad we can get him out here tonight.
Coach, last year's Florida game ended up putting, the baseball national scene on notice. Last time, they were ranked before that was at home. What does this team game look like similar to you? Like, how do you compare last year's Florida game to this one, and what does that say about this team?
Yeah, completely different, right? At home, on the road, but I think when you play against a team as good as they are, as well coached as they are, and you go man for them and you compete with them, like I think you start to unlock some things in your mind where we got a chance to be pretty good if we can lock in and focus and continue to get better. That's really the message.
Final non-conference series coming up this weekend. I know coaches always kind of use it as a tune-up for conference play. Weekend rotation, will that remain the same? Are you considering maybe tinkering a little bit?
Yeah, we're probably going to tinker. We haven't really set on it just because the next week's the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so we got to figure out a way to adjust that and make sure we don't abuse somebody that we can. So we're going to make some changes.
Didn't get a chance to ask about this, but Lex Bodeker ended up going 4 for 5 tonight. Big day for him in the batter's box. Just what were you seeing clicking with him?
Well, and that's Lex. He's using the big part of the field. He's not trying to do too much. And when Lex Bodeker, as much as I love Espinal, when Lex Bodeker goes, this offense can take on another level.
What do you want?